Hey guys, welcome to my devlog for From Scratch. This is a cozy pixel art baking game I've been building solo, heavily inspired by old 90s Flash games. This month's focus was selling items to customers. That meant getting a customer to walk in, browse the inventory, pick out items, pay, and walk out. I boiled this down to be as simple as possible and just tried to get the customer to walk up to the display case and purchase a random amount of the available stock. Next, I knew I wanted to get a coin animation to appear above their head when they paid. I think little stuff like this gives me so much satisfaction, both as a developer and as a player. Really makes the dopamine go ping. I went into Sprite and made a simple spinning coin and applied it to the customer. It worked out pretty well, but did you see that little moment the coin disappears and reappears behind the counter? Just a joy of developing. I have to go fix my z-index. Okay, there. That's better. Once I had a paying customer, I worked on getting it to navigate around obstacles, not just pathfind the counter. This turned out to be a bit more of a challenge than I expected. I tried to make my player an avoidance obstacle, change their collision, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Ultimately, I figured out a setup that was good enough and moved on to my next pathfinding issue. You can see here I have the nav mesh showing, which tells the customer what tiles are actually available to walk on. Unfortunately, my algorithm wasn't quite right and it wasn't blocking all the tiles the display case collision box was on, just the one that contained the center coordinate. With some brainpower and math, I got that fixed so the customer would properly path around things to the front of the display case, which is marked by the little footprints. These are temporary, albeit pretty cute. I eventually decided it didn't make sense for the customer to check out at the display case, so I added a sprite for the checkout counter. I also added the ability for the player to close out the register. I'm not sure if this will signal the end of the day, or just close the shop so the player can roam around and do other things in the game, but that's something I'll have to think on and come back to later. The other thing I really wanted to address was a core concept of my game. The concept that some recipes, even in the real world, are really similar, and you can go from one to the other with a few changes. Take sugar cookies, for example. You can see they have 4 ingredients. Looking at chocolate chip cookies, it's only one more ingredient, chocolate chips. So, if you put the ingredients for sugar cookies in the mixer and then add chocolate chips to it, you should get chocolate chip cookie dough. I also made it so mixed ingredients get grayed out and can't be removed. Just like you can't unmix cookie dough. Ultimately, I'm really happy with the progress I made this month, considering I didn't have a ton of time to work on it. I want to make some big leaps before I release another update video, so it might be a couple months before I post again. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching, and be sure to give it a like. If you want to see the next update, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. Okay, bye.